Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another installment here of Student Spotlight. Today we have a newer face here at the Dean News Network, but definitely an active one on camera. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is DJ Whaley. I am a sports broadcasting major, and I'm a freshman.
That's awesome. Can I ask, why sports broadcasting?
Well, for me, being a college basketball player and all, at an early age, I kind of realized that, maybe professional basketball wasn't really the route for me. So just looking at the game, and actually, I think it was my junior year of high school, I got interviewed for the first time, like after a basketball game. And I just saw his whole setup and his process, and it just really made me just really feel something, So I just felt drawn to the subject, and that's when I started getting more into sports broadcasting and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I can tell basketball is a big passion of yours. We actually met a little bit in new student orientation.
Yeah.
So that was like the one thing you talked about yourself, loving basketball. Do you watch the NBA?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm always up on the NBA and just different things like that. I also watch college basketball. My bracket's pretty messed up right now with Duke losing, but
yeah, Duke. Dang you, Duke. What's your favorite NBA team?
Favorite NBA team? That's always a tough question for me. As of right now, I'm pretty sure I would have to stay home and choose a team like the Rockets.
The Rockets
are really good
with James Harden.
Yeah,
100%. 36 points per game. That's a lot of points.
Like so many 50-point games.
Potential MVP candidate?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a shoe-in by this point. It's a shoe-in.
Hey, I'm Team Giannis, but James Harden's pretty good too. So what do you do here on Dean News Network?
Well, here at Dean, I'm the host of DJ's Boom Bulldogs, which is my own little show, which is where I basically interview different athletes, dancers, and kind of just students on campus that are just very heavily involved in an extracurricular activity.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you have one interviewer interviewing an interviewer. So what's that experience like?
I mean, kind of switching over from being the interviewer, where you get to ask questions, kind of just the pressure's more on the interviewee, so it's kind of a different scenario for me, just because I got to think of my own answers and stuff like that rather than just ask the questions. But it's always good.
Yeah, and I think coming to college has really been different for you, because you graduated from a high school with how many people was it again?
Oh yeah, so for those who don't know, I'm from a very small town in Texas. It's called Imperial, Texas. Now the high school has a population of about 60 students.
Yeah.
So in my graduating class, there was actually 18, which we were actually one of the biggest.
Yeah.
So my sister's graduating class had a class of like 9.
That's huge, man. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, just being in Texas, going to a small school like that, it happens. Like for me, my graduating class was 18, and then I was also the first African-American male to graduate from my high school, so,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
you should edit in a round of applause right here. Maybe not, but I'll give you a round of applause for that.
Thank you.
So how would you say it's different living from Texas, somewhere hot? You maybe lived in a smaller neighborhood compared to what Dean offers. So can you talk about that experience?
Switching over from Dean to kind of where I'm from, where I live, which is like in Odessa, Imperial area. It's very different. Where I'm from, it's of course very hot, dry, everything like that. Whereas whenever I came here, it was just very, very, very cold. Very cold. I mean, whenever I came here, I came with like maybe 2 pairs of sweats max, and so I've had to very get adjusted to the cold and stuff like that. But I love it up here on the East Coast.
That's awesome. And we talk about a little bit about sports broadcasting. I'm kind of curious. What do you want to do with that?
Well, for me, I would like to, kind of just host my own show or be a part of the NBA in some form. I would rather be kind of just on-air talent as an analyst rather than, doing play-by-play or color commentary and stuff like that. Just because if I'm being able to be on air and have my own little show, I get a better feel for it, and being able to, kind of just analyze the game and, give my good comments here and there, I think would be a lot better for me.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting when you talk about having your own show, such as we both do here at Dean, so we already have that experience. I think it's a form of art, because you're being able to create something in the production, creating a script, posting that script, sharing that script. I think it's just a work of art.
Yeah.
And maybe it won't be a drawing or a fancy painting or maybe a song, but I think it's a form of art, just watching, all the cameras come together, all the crew in the studio, here in the control room as well. I think it's just, it all comes together and it creates something beautiful, something like we have here at DNN, a family.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, coming in, joining DNN, y'all all welcome me with open arms, which is something that, kind of endeared me to really joining the show and stuff like that. But it was a very cool experience. I mean, coming to DNN was probably one of the best moves that I've made here at Dean, just because it's allowing me to practice my own craft. And as you said, you know, it's a work of art. I mean, everything that we do here, from the crew in the back to the camera crew to everyone here, is kind of just like we're all here just to put this big conglomerate.
Big Michaels will be
big
so proud of you right now.
Conglomerate together, you know, have like a very well organized machine. So it was just kind of really something cool to experience.
Yeah. My final question here for you is, you know, you came from like across like the United States here a little bit. Do you have any advice maybe to like a college freshman, like no matter where they're moving from, because you had to have like a huge adjustment period?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely one advice I would say, if you are from the heat, please pack. Where's the camera? Right here. Please pack cold gear. Please pack cold gear. That's the biggest thing I could tell you. Please pack cold gear, because I promise you, it gets cold. It gets really cold very fast.
I like the cold personally, but DJ's not a fan, so that's okay. But you know, that's all the time here we have at Student Spotlight. Thank you so much, DJ, for being on, taking time out of your day. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day.